Hello, my name is Jingo Nelly, and today we are going to be looking at another tutorial. But before I begin off, make sure you subscribe to the channel. It will bring you some good luck in your forthcoming exams.
And to identify and address inappropriate behaviors. High quality decision making and to identify and address inappropriate behaviors. Inappropriate behaviors. Then when we talk about an integrity system, an integrity system is a composition of institutions and practices. It's a composition of institutions and practices that collectively aim at building integrity, transparency, and accountability in the organization. Transparency and accountability in the organization. Right. So, I've already said that the integrity of an organization is based on the consumer, rather the internal stakeholders, and those are employees and managers, because they are the ones who make decisions that may either affect negatively or positively the society. Therefore, having said this, organizations can win the trust of the public if they operate based on integrity. Organizations can win public trust if they operate based on integrity. And also the organization's success is hinged on the trust of the public or the society. And when we talk about society, we're looking at all those stakeholders, the conglomeration of stakeholders within the society. So we are saying that the organization's success is hinged on the trust of the stakeholders of the society. So that means that if customers can trust the organization, the organization will win the loyalty of those stakeholders. If the organization treats employees well, it will win the commitment of the employees. And this means that employees will operate with that commitment, which ultimately will help the organization to succeed. Therefore, we are saying that winning stakeholders' trust, when do stakeholders trust the organization? The stakeholders can trust the organization if it operates as it is expected. So, since we discussed this corporate social responsibility and the different theories, stakeholders theory and what have you, think about what the stakeholders can expect from the organization. If the organization operates while fulfilling those stakeholders' expectations, then it will win the trust of those stakeholders. Someone is saying I can't share the screen. I am in the position to see what I'm sharing on the screen, members.
We are seeing.
Okay. Andrew, please, you first get off and then join again. I think the challenge is on your side. All right. So that's why we are saying that winning stakeholders' trust requires demonstration of ethics and integrity by the organization or the business. I've heard of people who say that, don't you trust? You should learn to trust. Let me tell you, trust is not something that comes in one day. It requires time. It takes time for someone to trust another. Even in daily relationships, You cannot just trust a person in one day. But depending on the period for which you have interacted with this person, which you have seen this person, how this person behaves, how this person handles himself, the kind of decisions he or she makes, you can say that I think I can trust this person. That's why people become friends after identifying some characteristics in others. That's why, according to virtuous theory of ethics, which you discussed with my colleague, says that people acquire characters. That's why they say that birds of the same feathers flock together. So individuals who share something in common, or some individuals who are friends, will share something in common. You cannot be a friend to someone when you don't share similar traits or characters. So winning stakeholders' trust requires demonstration of ethics and integrity by the business organization. That's when they can win the trust of the stakeholders. So an integrated system, I think I've already defined this. An integrated system comprises of a series of institutions and practices that collectively aim at building integrity, transparency, accountability in the organization. So I think we can proceed. Okay. Then, when we talk about integrity, what do we mean? Integrity comes from the word integritas, which means wholeness or consistency between words and deeds. So we are saying that integrity, the notion of integrity is characterized by the following: that for you to be a person of integrity, you must have consistency between what you say and what you do. Your actions should be consistent with your words. If you're a person who says something and you act or you behave otherwise, then you are not a person of integrity because you are not consistent in your words. You don't do what you say. Completeness. That one should have that aspect of completeness. Purity. Integrity signifies three distinct but interrelated dimensions, which include: one, the quality of being complete, which we have just explained; unimpaired or state or quality of anything, that something should be of quality. The behaviors, the actions, the words of an individual are very important for us when we are assessing someone's integrity. The quality of being sound moral principles. And when we talk about moral principles, we are looking at an individual who behaves in accordance with the moral ethical standards as set by the society. And I've always reiterated this, that the society sets the moral standards, which are used as the benchmarks for evaluating our actions, behaviors, and decisions. So the society may conclude that such a person is one without integrity. Such a person is unethical because your behaviors are contrary to the society's expectations. All right. The quality of being of sound moral principles, the quality of acting in accordance with the laws and the codes. So when we talk about integrity, we are saying that integrity, of course, integrity may be defined in different ways, but I've tried to give a comprehensive definition, and I'm going to explain this. That integrity refers to the quality of acting in accordance with generally acceptable moral values and norms to further the public interest. That's why I've said that the society sets the moral standards. That when you behave in a certain way, which is contrary to the society's expectations, people will say or will question your behaviors. So your behaviors, actions, and decisions, or even what you say, is evaluated against the moral standards. So when we say that the quality of acting in accordance with generally acceptable moral values, norms, or moral standards, that's what we mean. That if you are a person of integrity, your behaviors, actions, decisions, and what you say will be in accordance with what the society generally accepts as moral right. All right. When we talk about individual integrity is about the consistency with the following. So we can define individual integrity. Actually, when we talk about individual integrity is more than ethics. That individual integrity is more than ethics in the way that it looks at those characteristics of the individual. The individual integrity is about the characteristics of an individual that are consistently considerate, the characteristics of an individual that are consistently considerate, compassionate, transparent, honest, and ethical. So as an individual, we are saying that we can say that you are a person of integrity if you are considerate to others. If you are compassionate, do you get concerned with what some people go through? Are you transparent in your ways? Are you honest? Are you ethical? I told you that honesty is an important virtue. That's why some people have used integrity and honesty interchangeably. So, but the two differ in the way that honesty is the quality of being truthful. But integrity, we have said, is looking at the characteristics of an individual, which are consistently considerate, compassionate, transparent, honest, and ethical. So when we talk about honesty, honesty is a subset of integrity. So a person of integrity makes self-reflection. You always reflect on those characteristics. And integrity acts as the mirror. For us, we check ourselves to see how we are acting, how we are behaving. Because when you are a person of integrity, you always mind about your personal reputation. And you always want to protect that personal reputation. I've also defined personal integrity to refer to the perceived degree of congruence between one's espoused values and their enacted values. With this, we are saying that an individual, a person of integrity, will have values. And values are explained or are defined as principles that individuals cherish and they influence how they behave. So if you have personal values, those values shape your behaviors and they define who you are, whether you're a person of integrity or a person without integrity. So when we talk about the integrity, I've already said that integrity is the mirror that reveals the truth about an individual. Are you a person of integrity? So if you're a person of integrity, we can say that it also means acting or doing what is right, even in the absence of anybody. That you stand to do what is right, even when there is no person seeing you. A person who is like that is a person of integrity. Now, For example, we are all aware that when we go to toilets, we are always there alone. You are in the toilet alone. You go alone. Of course, some people go with their bags, for example, ladies. But I don't know if I told you or another group, some people are not honest to the extent that they even steal TPs from toilet. So are you truthful to that extent that you will do the right thing even when there is no person seeing you? Or yes, you will say that after all, there is no one seeing me. We cannot justify some actions that stealing is okay as long as you are not caught. Because this challenges your personal characteristics. And that's why we are saying that integrity is the mirror that reveals the truth about you. Are you truthful in all circumstances? Do you do the right thing even when there is no person seeing you? So when you go to toilet, you only do what has taken you to the toilet and you leave the TPs there. But some people go with TPs and they pack them in their bags. Then such people are not individuals of integrity because they feel that where there are no people seeing them, there they can do what they want. Then you are not a person of integrity. So integrity is about acting, or acting with integrity means one's adherence to the code of ethics. Therefore, it implies trustworthiness and incorruptibility. Rachel is saying picking a TP from a toilet is not stealing. When you use the TP you have found in the toilet, it is not stealing. But when you take part of it and you put the remaining part in your bag, that is stealing. All right. Being a professional of integrity means consistently striving to be the best person in all your interactions with others. If you are a professional of integrity is one who will consistently strive to be the best in all his or her interactions with others. That's why we have said that integrity is more than ethics, but ethics, honesty are part of integrity. In the previous, I think that's what we've explained in the previous slide. So practicing what you preach, walking the talk, that individuals, that's why we said that integrity is about, or is that consistency between the words and the behaviors or the actions. Therefore, a person of integrity acts or behaves in accordance with what he or she says. That's what we mean by practicing what you preach, walking the talk, being exemplary, being a role model. You say something and you do in accordance with what you say. But if you're a person who says something and you do contrary to what you say, then you even lose the moral authority. For example, in organizations, leaders who do not act in accordance with the values that they preach lose the moral authority to condemn their subordinates for engaging in misconduct. Therefore, integrity is about your reputation. That's why I've also said that if you have integrity, when you're a person of integrity, you'll always mind about your reputation. And your reputation is priceless. You cannot attach value. You cannot attach a price to your reputation. That's why a person of integrity will always guard against anything that will ruin, that will damage his or her personal integrity. Let me tell you, in life, you can do 1,000 good things But one bad thing will damage, will ruin all the 1,000 good things you have done in life. I repeat, in life, you may do 1,000 or 10,000 good things, and you'll be a person of fame. You'll be a person of great influence. You'll be a celebrity in the society. You'll be a person who is known. Your name can be recognized by each and every person. When you mention the name, all people will not ask you, who is that? You may do 1,000 good things, but all these can be ruined by only one bad thing. That's why we are saying that if you're a person of integrity, you always mind about your reputation and protecting your reputation in whatever you do. That's why I've said that integrity is about your reputation, which is priceless. That's why that it's important that people of integrity always must guard against anything that may ruin their reputation. That means that in whatever you say, in whatever you do, how you behave, the decisions you make, you must mind about your personal integrity. You always put yourself in that position, and you always ask, how, if I make such a decision, in case it's known by people, how will this, what kind of position shall I have in the society? How will people portray me if they get to know that I'm the one who made such a decision? That's why you are always careful in whatever you do, in whatever you say, and how you behave, or the kind of decisions you make. All right. Let me see. Okay, we have about 8 minutes. Business integrity. We are going to end at 8:50, as we said. Business integrity. Any questions so far before I proceed? I hope I'm still loud and clear. Hello? We are together.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
All right. Now, let's, having discussed in personal integrity, let's come to business integrity. Business integrity, I'm saying that this is the reliability. Business integrity refers to the reliability with which the business undertakes its transactions. Business integrity refers to the reliability with which the business undertakes its transactions and the commitments and engagements it makes, with the different parties, it interacts with. I've said that business integrity refers to the reliability with which the business undertakes its transactions, the commitments and business engagements it makes with the different parties, it interacts with, and the different parties it interacts with. So, this is what we're saying, that for us to say that this business has integrity as a firm, as an organization, for us to say that this business has integrity or operates based on integrity, that business must be reliable. That business must be in position to manage, to make and manage commitments. When you make commitments, when you pledge to do something, do you fulfill what you pledge? when you promise that you deliver goods or products, you produce, assuming that you have a list of customers who are waiting, who have made the orders, they have put in their orders, and you have promised that you're working tirelessly to ensure that you deliver products to all those who have placed in their orders. Do you fulfill your promises? In other words, are you reliable as a business? Are you committed to your promises? When you make transactions, are those valid transactions? Because we're aware that some people make transactions which become invalid. For example, assuming that you have bought raw materials from someone and you give a check. We have always heard that some checks bounce. People from accounting option, can you tell us what makes a check to bounce? When does a check bounce?
When it is post-dated.
When it is post-dated? Good, thank you. Another one. When does a check bounce? What makes a check to bounce? When it is stale?
When the drawee has insufficient funds.
Yes, when the drawee has insufficient funds. Good.
When it has invalid signatures.
Yes, good. When it has invalid signatures. Good. When the amount in words is not matching with the amount in figures. Yes. When there is that inconsistency. In words, you have written a given amount, but it's not consistent with the figures. Good. So that's why we are saying that businesses must be reliable, must make valid commitments. Because in most cases, when you write a check, you must first ensure that you have sufficient funds on your account. Other factors kept constant, ceteris paribus. We assume that you have sufficient money on the account. That's when you write to someone a check, and that person will withdraw that money, and the money, the transaction will be valid. What about the relationships you build? You must build a business with integrity, must build formidable relationships with the customers or with the stakeholders, the clients. So at the organizational level, integrity starts with the leaders. Here we mean that in most cases, it's rare to find that something wrong is happening in an organization, in a firm, without the knowledge of the leaders. In most cases, leaders will be aware of what is going on. That's why we're saying that for us to have an organization or a business which operates based on integrity, this must start with the leadership of that organization. That's why they say that the fish starts rotting from the head. It does not start from the tail. If it's true that the fish has a tail, the fish starts rotting from the head. So leaders must develop the consensus around the shared values. Those shared values are the ones that, if institutionalized, they can help to have transparency, fairness, justice in the organization relating to whatever is being done. That leaders must act with integrity in the organization's interest. We are saying that leaders must not prioritize or must not put their personal interests on top of the agenda at the expense of the organization's interest. That leaders must put the interest of the enterprise ahead of their personal interests. All right. Leaders must avoid, as we finish, leaders must avoid advancing their personal ambitions and harm, or which harm either the business or the society. Leaders must avoid behaviors that advance their personal ambitions and harm either the business or the society. So, integrity builds the trust in senior management that is critical for high-performing organizations. All right. I think let's stop here. Then next time we shall continue from there. Any questions from what we have discussed today? I want to believe that you have picked something from this topic, integrity. Don't struggle to cram the definition. Simply understand the basics. Integrity is about doing what is right, even in the absence of any other person. If you're left in an office alone, you are the last person. You are the one with the keys. You are the one who is going to close. Will you do anything that does not belong to you? If you do so, you are a person of integrity, because there is no one seeing you, but you will stand to the truth. You will stand with your values, personal values, and principles to do what is right, even in the absence of any person in the office. All right. Yes, please. Did I hear someone asking a question or supplementing? In case you have a supplement, please go ahead. Okay. Any question, members, from what we have discussed today?
Sir.
Yes.
You talked of integrity. If integrity, like you have done a lot of many good things and can be ruined in just a day or just in a short time. However, how can we put integrity upright if it has been ruined in case of an organization?
In case of an organization, if it has been ruined, if you are the leaders of the organization, of course, for the personal integrity, it may not be easy, because when you do something bad, the society will get to know, and now you lose that reputation you had in the society. For the case of the organization, maybe the leaders, it depends on the nature of the offense or the misdemeanor. But as a way of restoring integrity, I think as leadership of the organization must come out openly and maybe in the media and make an apology and devour never to do that, assuming that because something may be done by a staff of an organization. Of course, sometimes the leader may not know, but in most cases, we are saying that sometimes some practices, especially that involve huge sums of money, in most cases, leaders may be aware. But we are saying that by apologizing on behalf of the staff, because you are now, if you are the CEO and you come up to apologize on behalf of the organization, and you promise to address the issues, maybe some people may understand your apology and take it in good faith. I don't know if I've tried to respond to your concern.
Sir, I'm assuming if it were a question, because apology is one approach, yes. But now, assuming I were a meal, a maize meal.
Assuming that, are you moving? Are you moving? Are you walking? As if you have interruption in the network. Can you first settle in one place and you ask you give us your concern? Yes. Hello. Are you still on?
Yes, greatly.
Okay, yeah, someone who was asking, has he gone off? Okay, maybe you have lost him. Okay, other members, any other question, or we can call it a day? Someone is asking, how do you handle a situation when where the leaders want you as an employee to have integrity, yet they don't have it? Yes, John, I want to respond to this by saying this, that individuals with integrity may not work for a long time in an organization without integrity. Because you as a person with integrity, you feel that you have a reputation to protect. So when you join an organization or a firm and you find that what is being done is against your personal values, then you may not work for a long time with that organization or with that firm. Actually, you may chase yourself, if I can use that word. And at the same time, organizations or businesses with or that operate with integrity may not sustain individuals without integrity. I repeat, individuals with integrity may not work for a long time in firms or organizations without integrity. And at the same time, organizations with integrity may not sustain, may not accept individuals without integrity to continue with them. So that's why I've tried to unpack this topic by starting from where the meaning of integrity, where it comes from, what are the characteristics of integrity, and there I defined what integrity at the individual level, personal integrity, and then now I've ended with business integrity. So, Joan, as an individual, how do you handle a situation where the leaders want you to, employees to have integrity, yet they don't have it? In such a situation, someone, because you feel that you don't fit in this firm based on their practices, based on what they are doing, just like you feel that you are an odd man out, you feel that you don't fit in this organization or this firm. So, because if the business, if it has been institutionalized, then it may not be possible for you to change this firm or this business. So the best idea is to quit. That's why I'm saying that individuals with integrity may not work for a long time with the firms or organizations without integrity, and vice versa. I hope that I've tried to respond to your question, John. I don't know if she's still there, if she's still on. All right, members, if there are no more questions, okay. Yes, all right. If there are no more questions, I want to stop here, and I wish you a good night. Members, please, next time.
Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel.